Welcome to Small Business Saturday.
Welcome to Small Business Saturdays video series with your host and my husband.
And my dad, Aaron Montgomery.
Join the conversation.
Let's talk some business.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody can hear me okay. If you are tuning in live, let me know that you can hear me. I've got a little different setup today. I've got the headset on, as you can see here. I am coming to you from a hotel room in Glendale, Arizona today. It is a super exciting day for me and my family. My older son, who is just graduating high school. So we're here in Phoenix for his high school graduation. He is a wonderful young man that was diagnosed with autism when he was about 3.5 years old and has worked his tail off to get to this point where he can graduate from high school. So to say I'm proud is an understatement. And so today I want to talk about a couple quick things that relate to business plans and stuff like that. But I just wanted to get that out in front. It is a amazing day for me. Maybe some background noise happening here and there. So bear with me here. Got my mom here in the hotel room with us. She's just ran outside, and my younger son and my wife are going to be heading out to the pool, so they may come through as well. So appreciate everybody bearing with me. But let's dive into this. Let's see here. Where do we start? Well, I mentioned that we're doing 5 things your business plan must include. And again, if you are able to kind of catch this live, let me know that you can hear me. I just want to make sure that that this headset's working okay. I haven't used it in a while, so I think it's all on and working. But okay, all right. Well, let's do this. So 5 things your business plan must include. I've got a couple of notes over here. First thing that's important is self-reflection, analysis, kind of what are you as a company all about? And we talked not too long ago, I think it was a couple of Small Business Saturdays ago, that we talked about the SWOT analysis, SWOT, which strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So go check that one out, tune in on that one, and let me know if you need I've got a little template that works great. I think I've had people use it and give me good feedback on it, helping them kind of put together their front end of that. Helps work on their SWOT analysis. So if you'll comment or just reach out to me through the website at aaronmontgomery.info or even through my page here, and just let me know that you'd like to get your hands on that template. I will send that over to you. But that's number one. We really need to make sure that kind of is our foundation, who we are, what we want to be, how we want to portray ourselves as a business. All of those key points about the front end of it, self-reflection. And maybe not even just self-reflection. Think about talking to other people. If you're an existing business, talk to some people from the outside looking in. That what do they see you as, and how do they find you as a business? And hopefully those two things match up. But if they don't, then you know right away that that's one of the first keys that you got to start working on. So self-reflection analysis. Number 2. A very clear description of responsibilities for the key team members. This part is really important, especially if your business plan is what it's supposed to be, which is a living, breathing document that you work from all the time. That people know about, people have read, people within your organization understand, and something maybe that I would even suggest having weekly meetings about, or when you first get started with it, or something along those lines. Just go through the key points. But within each company, there's always key team members. So if it's just you still need to make sure you understand what to do, and it's also an opportunity to kind of build into your business plan, your future growth. What are you going to need? So, for example, myself, I've got certain skills that I feel like I'm pretty good at, from the marketing and some of the front end customer service stuff. But I also know that there are skills that I am not very good at, from managing inventory to, accounting and, some of these other more tricky areas that just aren't strengths of mine. So, for my business plan, I would need to make sure that I put in there some descriptions of what those people look like that could help me with the business, what those key team members would be. And then now, as you're out there kind of keeping your mind open for new talent that could join you in your company, you've got a description, you've got a job description already there. And but if you do already have employees and people like that in your business, it's really important for them that they have a very clear understanding of what your expectations are of them, and what responsibilities are you going to allow them to be key for the responsibility. And so the other part there, and I guess why I was stumbling across that is because there is a second side to that. If you're going to give these folks the key responsibilities, it is really important that if you're saying, hey, this is what I expect of you, that then you let them do the job. They may make mistakes along the way, and that's okay. They may not do it exactly how you do it. And trust me, this is a super difficult thing for me. I've struggled with this my whole career when I've had people working for me, give them expectations and then let them own the job instead of you micromanaging that job, because that doesn't really do anybody any good. They're just going to do just enough to get by then, because they don't want to get your wrath coming down on them. So you need to make sure that the responsibilities are clear and the expectations are clear, and that there's a framework there that allows you to be comfortable in allowing them to do their job so you can get out of their way and let them do their job. They have skills set that you brought them in and hired them for. So, make that happen and be cognitive of that. So that's number 2. Number 3, a complete, if I could yell it, scream it, complete marketing plan. And this is really an understanding of who your customer is, defining your niche and the demographics of it, and all of that's front end stuff of marketing plan. A lot of times folks will put a marketing plan together, and it'll just be, I'm going to do this kind of stuff on Twitter. I'm going to spend this much money on my Facebook ads. I'm going to put this much effort into my e-commerce site and all this other stuff. But that stuff isn't really going to be effective if you don't know the front end of it, the front end of it, of why you are, having the message that you have. Because if you don't know who your customer is and who they really truly are, then you are going to struggle to have an effective marketing plan. So that's the first part, making sure it's a complete marketing plan, including everything from really refining your niche, from understanding completely. One of the things I like to do when I'm trying to understand who my customer is to take, an example. Maybe if you're an existing business, take an example of some of the best customers that you have. Meaning, and when you say best customers, what I mean is the customers that you enjoy working with the most, the customers that are most profitable for you, and the customers that enjoy working with you the most. So pick out some of those folks, or if you don't have customers already, visualize some of those folks and put a name to them. I like to make a little customer profile and actually put a name to it. Maybe it's Sally's Designs or something like that. Whatever it is that your target company is. So put a name to who those folks are, and describe them in very clear detail in your marketing plan. And then from there, take your marketing plan out to, what your goals and milestones are, what your budgets are, and all of those things within that marketing plan. So that's number 3, a complete marketing plan. All right, number 4, goals and milestones. So now, we're probably going to have some goals and milestones within our marketing plan, but I think for our business plan overall, we also need to have that. So with any plan, whether it's marketing plan or business plan or anything, you need to have some goals and some milestones that you can measure along the way. And this is not a way to basically, beat up on yourself if you don't reach these goals. What it is it gives you something to shoot for. It helps you along the way understand if, hey, I've been putting in a lot of effort over these last 3 months to get to this goal or milestone, and I'm not really quite there. So maybe I need to adjust some things. Maybe I need to do some things a little bit differently and rethink some things. But if you don't have those goals and milestones in place, then you're just never going to really truly understand if you're getting to where you want to go. So with a business plan, it's really important to have those goals and milestones clearly defined and laid out and measurable. That's the other thing. I want to be successful. I want to be rich. Well, what does that mean? Take those goals and milestones and make them very specific. We talked, I think it was just last week that we talked about setting SMART goals. So make sure that all of these goals in your business plan are SMART goals, and they are measurable, so you can kind of understand, okay, yes, did I get there? I want to be successful. Well, what does that mean? That means I've got 100 customers that are loyal and happy and reordering every 3 months or something along those lines. Whatever those metrics are that to you equal success, need to be very clear and a big part of what the business plan is. All right, so that's number 4. Any questions, any comments along the way, please feel free to jump in, post it in the comments section there. I'll try to get it posted up here, and we'll see what we got here. All right, number 5, time and money budgets. So we had kind of goals and we had some things, but I think the thing that really will help us stick to our business plan and get to where we want to go is we need to have budgets for key areas, both, like I said, time and money. So, for example, your marketing plan, you're probably going to have some marketing budget. So set that budget and track it. But also within that marketing budget, you should probably also have a time budget. So if there's, as a small business, as an entrepreneur, my friend Terry Combs always says it gives you the right to work every hour of the day. And so if you don't have a time budget set for these things, you probably are going to work every hour of every day. At this point in what I'm doing, I don't have that set myself. And you can ask my wife. She sometimes wonders if I even exist because I'm holed up in my office, kind of working on some things. So, that's one of the things that I'm in the process of doing right now is getting those things together, getting those budgets together. So I say, hey, I'm going to spend X amount of time on this section of what I'm doing. And so your business plan should include those things. So, I need to spend X amount of time each week on bringing in new customers. I need to spend X amount of time each week on making sure my books are up to date, so that way when tax time rolls around, it's not a complete nightmare. So set some of these things, but the time and money budgets are really important, not because I think we need to be bean counters and really stick to all these things. I am wholeheartedly of the thought process that budgets are just that. It's just a guide stone, and if you go over a little bit or you're under a little bit, you shouldn't worry about that stuff too much. What you need to do though is have these budgets in place, because I think the last time I heard this was from my friend Eric Campbell on our podcast, and I know this is a common statement out there, so I can't give Eric full credit for it, but he reminded me of this, is what gets measured gets managed. And so that's what these time and money budgets are really for. And so have that as a key part of your business plan, and then that'll make that business plan very successful for you. So there's the 5 things. Kind of to recap a little bit here, the 5 things: self-reflection and analysis, a SWOT analysis is number 1. Number 2, description of responsibilities for key team members. Number 3, a complete marketing plan. Number 4, SMART goals and milestones, both short-term and long-term. I don't think I mentioned too much about that, but definitely want to have both included. And then 5, time and money budgets. So those are the 5 things that you have to have in your business plan. Would love your feedback on other things that maybe I missed, or things that you feel are really important, or just your comments on those 5 things. One thing to kind of wrap this all up is my kind of, soapbox a little bit about what you do with your business plan. A lot of people will start a business, and most people don't have a business plan, which is why most people fail. But secondly, the people that do have a business plan are going to have a better chance of success. But the people that really have a good chance of success are the people that have a business plan, and it is a working, breathing document. It is something that is referenced. It is something that everybody in your company has a copy of. It is something that when questions arise, when challenges are there, you go back to your business plan and say, okay, what does my business plan tell me I should be doing here? And then it means that if it's a living, breathing document, that you are adjusting it and making it part of your process of improving your company. Maybe when you're first starting out, you need to review it every quarter or at least every 6 months and make sure that you're still on track and that things are still correct in there. Because everything can flow right out of this document. Your employee handbook down the road, things like that, all can kind of come from what you've talked about in your business plan here. Now, and then once you get more established and you're really feeling more comfortable with the way things are going and the culture that you're building, this business plan really allows you to build the culture that you want to build around your company. And as we've kind of heard and learned more about throughout the years, with this social media age, your culture is way more important than anything else going on in your company. So if you don't have a true culture, you really are going to struggle. And so allow this business plan to help you build that culture. Like I said, once you're more established, then, maybe it's an annual review with some of the key people within your company. But again, this document needs to be something that's out there. When you make a business plan, it's not so you can print it off and put it in a nice binder and maybe you got to take it to the bank every once in a while like that. But this should be, a rattled up piece of paper that's got lots of extra notes on it, and not just a piece of paper, or a document. The way I like to do it is use some sort of a collaborative online app like a Google Docs or an Evernote or a OneNote or something like that, and use that as your business plan. That way, anybody can access it anytime they need from anywhere, and you don't have to have a piece of paper with you and stuff like that. So there's the business plan. Must-haves, must-includes. Love to hear your feedback. Click on this up here. It's a graphic. Get connected. I want you on my email list, and that way I can keep you up to date and learn what's new. And I'm going to try to share as much stuff as I can there and go from there. So anyways, there it is. You guys have an awesome day. I am off to hit the pool for a little bit and then to graduation. So congratulations to Keegan Montgomery from Millennial High School in Glendale, Arizona. Millennial High School, Keegan Montgomery. If you want to look him up, he is my pride and joy. And thank you guys for tuning in today.